right, we have another random project this morning. I only have a few hours to work. Got to get some other stuff done this afternoon. So instead of working on the back house, I thought that I would finally organize this stuff behind me. This is like mostly auto things, fluids and oils, and I like to keep things sort of organized by how I use them or what I use them for. I think it makes it easier. Yesterday, I had an ignition coil go bad on cylinder number 4 in my truck, which actually has gone bad before. So I had to change that. I flushed all the oil, put some really good Lucas oil in there, and maybe gonna flush the radiator this morning as well. Because of that, again, I realized how terrible this was, and I was digging through boxes and stuff, and so I want to get that organized. I did get a rack, one of those gorilla racks, but I don't have any wood for it, so I'm going to build it and then see if I can find some scrap wood in the garage and see if I can get stuff organized. So let's go. I'm in here in my, don't know what to call this, my material storage area. I'm trying to find something that'll work well to put as shelving on that thing. And I could cut some plywood, but I might have other uses for that plywood. So one of the things that I was thinking, down here, I have all the wood that came off the top of the old workbench. And they're just over 2 feet right now. So I could take them over to the miter saw and cut them up, cut them at the 2 foot length that I need, and then just stack them or put them side by side just like they were on the old workbench. So I think I'll do that. If I run out, I can figure something else out. I didn't do this last shelf. So right now there's the top, well, there's everything except for, there should be a middle shelf in here, and I'm leaving that off right now until I can figure out how best some of these things will fit. And I have some bigger jugs, like this jug for used motor oil, and so I'm gonna figure that out last, because I can always add that in later. So I finished putting the slats down, and I didn't know if I was going to have enough of them, and it turns out that I needed 45, and I had 46 of them. So I have one lone piece of wood that is not being used. That is perfectly alright. I will find a use for it somewhere else. So now I'm going to try and start loading it up and see if I can figure out where I want to put what things, and we will go from there. I love how this turned out now. It's really easy to grab stuff from all in one spot. The toolbox I moved over because it was a terrible flow. It was sort of behind the table saw and it was hard to get to. So while I was working on stuff here at the front of the garage, I had to keep walking around yesterday. So now it's here at the front. I organized the tools in it as well, and the air compressor is right next to it too, so that'll be nice to grab those tools. And at the other house I did the same thing. I didn't really have a good spot to put all of the you know, the spackling or the finishing tools, the trowels and that kind of thing. All that stuff is right up above. Plenty of room there. I still have plenty of room to put stuff down in the automotive side of things. So I will probably keep filling that up. I think I still have a few boxes that are unopened because I just didn't have anywhere to put them, but it's stuff that I don't use super often, so not a big deal. I don't know why I'm so reluctant to throw away old gloves, like old work gloves, but I am, and I have come across quite a collection of gloves that I need to throw away that are either missing one hand or the majority of them, they just have holes everywhere. I really like these style of gloves. These are the work, they're like, I don't know if they're like mechanic gloves or something. They're really great because they're not super bulky, but they're garbage for doing any kind of real work. So most of the gloves in here are like this, and I hate that. I ended up buying 4 new pairs of gloves, and they're the bulky work gloves. They're double thickness. They're leather gloves, and they are probably going to last me quite a long time because of that. So there's always a trade-off. Comfortable ones are garbage, and they don't last. This guy was trying to hit you right on my garbage can. Come on. Well, yet again, I'm glad that we're ripping everything out. So the ceiling up here, these cool old boards, I'm assuming they're old pine boards or something, but we know that we wanted this stuff on here because it looks really cool, but you can see right through the boards. I think I mentioned that before. So we had thought about just leaving it there, like it's fine, let's get this thing wrapped up for winter. But we decided to take the extra time and energy and tear it all down. That way I can make it look right. Well, in tearing it down, there's quite a lot of stuff that was hidden up there. And I mean, it's stuff like this all over. I'm also finding, you know, more acorns, but I'm finding more wasp nests. Here's another wasp nest up in there. So I'm really glad that we're taking the time to make sure that it's done correctly and I can seal all the joints, and that way we just won't have any more problems down the road. This place has been an absolute nightmare of a bug infestation and critter infestation, and it'll be really good and we'll sleep really well knowing that this thing is super sealed up and we'll never have any problems with that again. I could keep filming everything that I'm doing here, but I'm just going to be removing all these boards off the ceiling, and the lighting is getting really low, really bad in here. It started raining outside. I covered up the boards out there that I'm going to be keeping just so that I'm scared that they're so dry. They've been in here for quite a long time, so I'm scared that they're going to warp and go crazy, and they're already fairly fragile as it is. So we'll keep those nice and dry, and I'm just going to keep tearing all this off, and then we'll check in once I'm done doing that. Well, I'm super bummed I missed that on camera. Let me show you guys what I found when I pulled this one up. It was the mother load of acorns. And if I put you down there, you can see about 100,000 acorns. Not really, but it is a ton. And it came out, it flowed out of this thing like water. It was hilarious, but I didn't have the camera rolling, so I'm gonna have to sweep that all up. Oh gosh. Freaking resourceful squirrels, huh? Stashing away for the winter. I probably just killed a bunch of squirrels because they're gonna come here and they're not gonna find anything.